Hi, welcome. Thank you for being here. I hope you're having a gorgeous day or night. We're gonna get you some clarity, see what's going on in the energy and what messages would be helpful. It's a timeless collective reading, so see which messages feel like they really twinkle. You're gonna know it'll feel like it really resonates. If it makes no sense at all, it's a message for someone else, or it could be a message for you that just makes sense later. Always follow and trust that divine connection in you, because that direct connection to your higher self, to God, to source, to the universe, leads you to the answer that was in you all along. And try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition, so your decisions are sound, based in love, and for the highest, greatest good of everyone. So we're all uplifted in love. Let's begin with the sacred traveler. See what God, source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, our higher selves, angels, and energies of love have for the highest, greatest good of all. I see somebody peeling fruit. I don't know what that is. Like, I actually see like a peeler on a lemon. Maybe it's about the right zest. Maybe something's kind of spicy. Maybe it's just the right amount of something. Maybe something is appealing. Or maybe some of you are cooking, baking. Maybe something is unfolding. Let's see. What would be helpful to know at the beginning of this reading? Ooh, that you're going on a great adventure. Look at how daring you are. If you just look out at how big that ocean is, and you're on this, you know, it looks very strong, but that's not a very big boat. And you're like, I'm gonna take an adventure, discover something that's out there beyond of where I can see, and see if there's something out there, heading to the sea. Maybe some of you are doing something on the ocean, or it has to do with a boat, but this is you. I like this because I feel like this is a message that is has been coming through. It's about something that you feel is risky, but you know somewhere inside of you is actually worth the risk. It's a calculated risk. You know, you're not just being a daredevil and taking no precautions. There's something where you know, you've packed accordingly. You make sure there's no holes in your boat. You might not have the direct map, but you know how to navigate the stars. Maybe there's something that is finally in alignment, or something was written in the stars just for you. But it's about the adventure. Even if you don't know what the outcome is, what the big plan is, you at least are getting clues on that next step. Take a risk, venture forward. If you felt like you were constantly going backwards, or hitting a brick wall, or stuck somewhere, there's I hear a different approach, but I feel like there's a different direction you've been wanting to go. I feel like some of you either know someone, or you feel like you were kind of like walking down the wrong road for a very long time, because you had that map, you were used to that territory, but there's something about the unknown, maybe confusing or nerve-wracking or exciting as it may be, feeling like it's the right direction. Let's see what this great adventure is. Actually, let's do this one. Let's go, let's see, let's get you some places. Just in case some of you are actually going to, you know, a certain place in the world, or connecting to a certain environment. Let's get some environments. This is the Place Oracle. Tell us about what would be important to know on this great adventure. Please and thank you. What is a place of prominence to have awareness on for the collective today? Well, maybe some of it, ooh, I like that. Maybe some of you are going on a great adventure to a concert. Maybe you're the one stepping on stage. Maybe you taking a little risk, coming out from behind the curtain, getting out of the green room, stepping up on stage is actually the first step. Because I feel like for a lot of you, you're not the one in the audience. You're the one on the piano. You're the one center stage. I also see something about a coordinator, because I did see that green room, and now I see somebody with one of those, you know, those cool like talky things where you talk to the other people. So maybe some of you do something with production, or you're the one coordinating an event. It doesn't have to be a concert. It could be, you know, as simple as a birthday party. But I feel like for some of you, it's something bigger. Maybe it starts as a birthday party, and then somebody at the birthday party, you know, one of the parents or something like that is like, did you put all of this together? Would you maybe want to help me with the, you know, birthday party I want to throw for my Aunt Gertrude? And you're like, okay. And then I feel like something has a, like a domino effect and actually gets bigger and bigger. So maybe that, you know, first initial thing doesn't feel like it's that big of an adventure. But I feel like somebody else sees what you're doing as a big opportunity. And then I feel like there's an opportunity that you're going to see gets bigger and bigger for you. I hope that made sense. For some of you, maybe you're a musician. You have to take your instrument out of the closet, put it in your room somewhere so that you see it, so you practice more. For some of you, you are attending a live performance, but this isn't where somebody's singing to a track. I mean, they could be if it's like karaoke, but their voice is at least live. There's something where you're not going to a concert where it's lip singing. I just heard lip service. Maybe somebody was giving you a little lip service, like maybe holding you back from this journey or giving their old 2 cents on why you should or should not pursue something. The right people are going to celebrate what you have to offer. I also feel like for some of you, it doesn't necessarily have to do with being a musician, but it might have to do with your presentation. I just saw somebody like baking a cake. I actually see that some of you have a skill that you do and you have to record it. So maybe that's advertisement for your business. I also feel like, you know, it says take a risk, venture forward. If some of you, you know, wanted to start a bakery, but maybe you have a bakery or something like that, but you don't, you know, you're doing the typical advertising or waiting for just street traffic to like come on into your store. There's something where you can do something online or some way of advertising where I feel like it's more interactive. You know, you're making like a little video of why you made the icing this color or how you did it. Something like that, that I actually feel like people will be interested in. There's something you do where before they get to know you, they feel like they might already know you. You know? I hope that made sense. And I hope that was helpful for some of you. If some of you have always either wanted to attend a certain venue, whatever that is, that could be a sporting event. You know, they always wanted to see a certain stadium. Maybe you make a vacation out of it. Go to see that game, you know, that ball game. I feel like for some of you, that stadium is even bigger than normal. I feel like it's like I hear the Coliseum. So maybe some of you are doing something where perhaps for some of you, you aren't doing something so modern, but you really like ancient history. And you go to see like an old Coliseum. I see like Greece or Egypt or maybe even Paris. See something in like Italy. I just heard Sicily. I don't know if there's any like concert venues that are ancient in Sicily, but there's something about you attending maybe even, I just heard Labyrinth or I don't know, something. I see an old, I see something that's out of place. Like, let's just say if this is in Greece, there's one temple that is like, it doesn't quite fit in. Like it has different colors. It's from a different era. You know, it's in the same location, but there's something about a certain, I keep hearing temple really big. A temple being actually from a different culture that maybe is even older than the culture that is there now. I hope that made sense for some of you. Sometimes I get very specific messages. I feel like if you, even if it seems really small, like, oh, you'd always want to go to that place. I very specifically just thought of, I think it's called the Devil's Hole. No, It's in the Victoria Falls. I'll find it for you. It's like you look over this crazy waterfall and there's this little pool. Maybe it's the Devil's Pool. And you kind of jump in and, you know, there's like a little ledge you can sit on, but it looks so scary. Maybe some of you connect to Africa. Or the Vikings. You have a Viking connection. Maybe you're going to see your roots or something that isn't even your culture, but you've always felt kind of rooted or drawn to. I just saw Machu Picchu. I thought of Mount Shasta. That was very specific. So maybe you even connect to energetic frequencies on the earth, more like ley line energies. There's always, you know, there are like specific places where those energies kind of cross. What is it called? There's some places where you go and it feels like an optical illusion, where things like balance different or they look different. If you know what I'm talking about, please put that in the description or in the comments for us. I feel like your soul is taking you to a place because when you get to that place, it almost activates you. Like it like fires up your chakras. It activates maybe even past life memories. I'm even getting that you might see something that feels like a great epiphany on something you need to pursue. I'm getting like legacy energy here. But it's like you had to go to that place or go to that concert or maybe even talk to a specific person that was in that location to receive that information or get that download, whatever that is that I just said. I feel like that download, that energy, that activation, that intense thing that you find, but you have to go on that journey to find it. Actually, you come back changed. You come back with like a revelation. I hear a new sense of urgency to start something. Whew, I got a lot of downloads. Whew, I need like a little breath after that. So I feel like those were a lot of messages. I'm going to just stick with the old concert here. Because even though, you know, these cards look super simple, but it's like, you know, an adventure, like following the clues of what comes through. So follow your clues. Maybe you're going on it feels like a treasure hunt. You're going to find the treasure, man. So let's go to something totally different. Let's get a little energy. Energy Oracle. Clarity on great adventure and concert. Please and thank you. I do see a tour. Because I'm thinking of one of those t-shirts that you get at a concert and it has like all the different cities that band has been at or something like that. Tour. I don't know why I just thought of Thor. And you know what that just made me think of? Adventures in babysitting. My dad used to call Elizabeth Shue the babysitter. He didn't know her, like, you know, her real name. He said, oh, the movie with the babysitter. If you've never seen that movie, it's great. But they do go to like the garage. All right, so I'm gonna follow these downloads, follow these clues. So maybe it has to do with maybe Chicago for some of you. Or it's maybe getting a babysitter so you can go on an adventure, or maybe the kids are coming. Or maybe you're doing something you always wanted to do as a kid and now you actually get to do it. But I see that garage where I don't know the actor's name and he comes out kind of all greasy. His skin's all shiny and she's like, oh, Thor. So maybe you connect to Thor, or maybe you're a mechanic, or maybe it's making sure you change your oil if you're going on a long adventure on the highway, filling up the gas tank. Yeah, I don't know why I keep thinking of the end of that. Maybe it's also cleaning up before you go, or cleaning up a situation so you can go, cutting some strings. I'm thinking of that song. I'm getting a song. 25 miles from home, girl. Something, that's like all I got. Like there's like when she's trying to get back, there's like that song. Maybe I can find it. Or you like the blues? Maybe you're a musician and you play the blues. Ooh, yeah, love that. Energy. Energy. What's the energy? Ooh, you got your third chakra, Archangel Shamiel. So yeah, you're getting a big feeling, you know, solar plexus kind of energy here, shining on stage. You're beaming your own spotlight. There's like, it feels like a destiny kind of energy. It feels like it's this thing pulling you, like you feel it in your gut. I feel like you're definitely beaming this new powerful urge inside of you. I also feel like you're more powerful now than you were in the past, or you're more powerful than you were, not anymore, giving yourself credit for. Number 37, maybe somebody's 37 years old, or you connect to 37. Ooh, all right. We got a little weird energy coming through. So if deceit is coming out, there's somebody that's, I feel like they're jelly of your power, or they're jelly of your talent, or they're being deceitful. What did I see? What did I hear before? Where somebody was like giving you their bad 2 cents. So this is somebody even like, you know, they're like holding their money. But their face looks all funky. There's somebody that was being deceitful around you. I also feel like some of you might be going on a great adventure away from any energies like that. I also feel like there might be somebody, I see a wedge, trying to come in between you and someone else, or you and this legacy energy. I feel like somebody is almost like jealous, pretty much. They're like jealous that you can do something, jealous that you have the balls to expand, or to go somewhere they never got the kahunas to go to, or that you just do something they cannot. Let's clarify. I don't know why deceit is here, but do have awareness of this. I feel like you are definitely shining really bright. Maybe it's that kind of, your light kind of irritates their demons. If someone's trying to throw you off course, give you a faulty map, I just heard sell you a lemon. I don't know why I looked at this and I thought of somebody who has like a ticket outside of, I just think of some people outside of the concerts in New York City, and they're like, oh yeah, that concert that's going on in there, it's like $400. Here, you can have my ticket. It's only 20 bucks. And I feel like there's something, have awareness on that. Make sure you're getting something from a reputable source, or you have somebody, some backup or guarantee, or at least their phone number that actually works before you actually hand over the money. I hope that made sense, because I feel like you're going to get to the, like the, you know, the scanner thing, and they're like, yeah, that person's already in, your ticket doesn't work. So do have awareness on that. But I kind of feel like somebody is pretending that they are sunshine and bright and happy, but it's like their inside is kind of gray and stinky. I see a marionette, especially now with this. I just thought of like, I don't know, like old time sideshows that used to go to the different towns and, you know, put on a show, and I see a puppet show. Whew, I'm getting a lot of downloads today. I'm going to go with it. So I feel like maybe somebody was the puppeteer, and I'm getting that that was kind of a power thing. I feel like this person does maybe a lot behind the scenes. They pretend like they don't need the power, or that doesn't matter at all, but I feel like they're doing something underhanded, like little whispers here, little whispers there. Totally different in how they present themselves than what they do when they put their shade in a dark situation. Like what shady goes on in the dark is sort of what I see. And I feel like I see the puppeteer. I feel like somebody was like little marionette, yes, you know, following the strings, but I don't think they knew they were on these strings. I feel like they were in a situation where it was so like it was such a subtle deceit that they thought their movements were their own. And I feel like something's happening. I feel like there's a tension that's happening. Like somebody felt like they were losing control, either of a person or their narrative on something. Like their narrative has to be what happens. And I feel like that is kind of going away because all of the other energy feels so bright and expansive. And this feels so, I don't know, so hidden behind the curtain and like, my precious, you know, it's kind of weird energy I'm getting off of whoever that is. And so maybe that precious, maybe something recognized that something was really precious. Maybe that's you. Maybe that's somebody you're connected to. And they don't want to like give something up, but I feel like a smothering energy. Instead of just like, yeah, kind of letting something go. So if somebody was maybe dangling, because I see the strings dangling a carrot in front of somebody's face, somebody's recognizing that they're never going to get the carrot, or the carrot is not really worth the string involved. I also feel like if somebody was on these strings, they were invisible before, and something's going to happen where it's not going to be invisible much longer. There's something that there's a tension, like somebody felt like their power or their energy or their grasp on something, their control. I do feel like this is a control issue person, but it's not somebody that's in a control position where, dude, you know, they're a control freak. Let them drive. They don't like to be in the passenger seat. They're going to annoy you over there anyway, trying to dictate how you drive. It's not that person. It's somebody that pretends that, you know, everything's, you know, it's like, what is that? Like they're the wallflower. You know, they're the free energy. They don't really care, but they do. And they orchestrate shit behind the scenes so that things happen for them, for that control thing, but they don't outwardly show it. Whew, big energy. So I feel like now somebody's like being seen for the inauthentic, deceitful, sourpuss, manipulative, control freak behind the scenes, in the shadows, in the dark self that they are, pretty much. And I feel like somebody's ready to cut those strings, you know, open up the curtain. What's that? Like, what is that? I just saw like the end of, yeah, I saw the end of A Wizard of Oz. Who dares go behind the curtain? And like everyone's like, whoa, the wizard, and he's like, you know, making the thunderclaps and the big projection on the thing, and you think they're all this big powerful thing, but then it's just like a dude behind the curtain that doesn't really have that much power at all. So all that like illusions, all those, I see like optical illusions or those projections are not truth. Someone's gonna, like the little Toto's gonna go and like open up that curtain. It's going to be kind of a divine situation, or you're being gifted divine intuition to, I don't know, send Toto to open the curtain over there. Be like, something's weird over that curtain. Toto, just go do that. Why, I stay here just in case that projection is real, but I know it's not. I feel like there is somebody that's going to be revealed. Let's continue. That was a lot. Actually, let's do this, because these messages in here can go all over the place. Let me just close my eyes a little bit, and we're gonna move them around. And what extra messages, bonus messages would be helpful for the collective today, please and thank you. Oh, I like that dance. So I just heard like dance monkey, dance monkey. Yeah, I'm getting a circus energy now. I'm definitely getting somebody that wants someone to like obey their commands. I told you to dance. It's like when you tell somebody to smile, you know how irritating that is? Like, smile. I always do like a funny face. It's not natural. So there's something that wasn't natural. Now, the real dance is natural. Dancing is a way to instantly change up energy if you are around a puss energy like that. It's also a way to release the past, not really think about the future steps, but really be in the now. It's also something that really vibes with music. I feel like it's the message here is just the energy of dance, the step you are on. What can you do where you're just lost in the moment, where you're feeling the rhythm, where you are I hear bliss and enjoyment, just enjoying yourself. I just got another vision of that party. So maybe if people are not dancing, maybe you got to switch the music. Maybe if people are not dancing, you need to be the one to, you know, step into that glowing, powerful, beautiful energy you are. Take a little chance-a-roo and get up there on the dance floor. Show them how it's done, even if you feel like you look goofy. Yeah, too many cooks. I did see the cooking energy. So maybe somebody was kind of dancing in circles, but not pirouettes, just kind of chasing their tail, because there were maybe not even one person. Maybe there were a lot of people in the shadows here trying to chime in on what goes into that secret recipe. And yet I feel like all of those cooks were kind of passing along the secret ingredients that would actually ruin something. I see now, I don't know why I just thought of like Charlotte's Web, but I see like, you know, the big fair and the pie contest or something like that. And I feel like there's maybe somebody that's like, oh, the secret ingredient is salt. If you put that in, it'll be amazing. But it's somebody that really wants to win. So they tell somebody the wrong information or the wrong advice because they're secretly getting something out of it. If you're in a position and there's just too many opinions, or there's just maybe too many people that actually, because too many cooks, it doesn't always mean that the cooks are bad. It's just these cooks in particular are not working well together, not cooking on a team. We'll clarify these with the tarot, but let's see. Let's get one more. Uno más. Well, if this is you going to, you know, the field of abundance, this is definitely you recognizing that your energy is golden. This is definitely somebody that could also be a little threatened that you don't even have to work so hard for the heavens to just beam blessings on you. It's also how you are receiving more energy or more blessings when you relax your energy. This feels like comfort, warmth, taking a moment to just be in the now, be in meditation, and having gratitude for all the blessings that you have been gifted already and all the blessings that are getting ready to come into your world. Let's go to the tarot. Hold on, I'm gonna, let me organize for a minute, hold on. All right, let's go to the tarot, let's clarify. We have concert, third chakra, Archangel Chamuel, deceit, too many cooks, dance. This gorgeous woman just sunbathing on a bunch of golden energies, so golden opportunities. Also, there's something different about the value of that golden energy. She's not laying down on a bunch of paper bills, you know, paper money. So there's something different about the, I just heard legacy. I feel like this is somebody valuing themselves, and I feel like that's you. And I feel like maybe somebody here recognizes that you're valuable, but they don't value themselves so much. I feel like there's somebody that maybe even wants to take advantage of the opportunities that come your way. And that might not be you. That might be somebody else that you're connected to, and you are the spiritual observer of a situation. But I feel like somebody wants to hold the strings of somebody else's success or benefit out of somebody else's success, and they don't want to do any work. I kind of feel like this person is dirty and lazy, but then talks about all the stuff they have, but did none of the work to get it. Let's just continue. Let's see. Let's ask about the cooks. Tell us about the cooks. Oh yeah, you definitely have somebody that's trying to, you definitely have somebody that's trying to put, you know, too much salt in a situation, has a salty energy. You have somebody that's trying to stash something away without being noticed there, and it's like they're skimming off the top. Do be aware of that. If you have any kind of business, you know, anything like that, even if you are in a partnership, you know, you have your finances together or something like that. I feel like this is not the person that you know you can trust, or you don't even care if they skim off the top. It's not that kind of situation. It's where you feel like there's something fishy. Something fishy's going on. You know, but I'm getting more business-wise. If there's somebody that's like, oh, they're not going to notice a penny here or a penny there, but there's something where those pennies are actually adding up. I feel like you're adding something up. I just thought of that song by the Violent Femmes. Maybe it is a feminine energy you have to look out for. Because usually the Seven of Swords is somebody that's kind of, they're trying to get away with something here. You know, they're trying to be in the shadows or not be noticed. But there's usually something kind of shady. It could also be, if that did fly out upside down, if there's anything shady going on, I feel like it's the old Irish exit. You know, it's someone that doesn't even need to be in a long goodbye. They're just like gone. They're like, where'd they go? No one knows. It's somebody that doesn't even want to be involved in a situation that feels wrong, so they just aren't associated at all. Take, you know, what's yours, leave the rest if it doesn't matter, and exit out the door. Exit stage left. Elvis has left the building, but there's no announcement. Seven of Swords is something to definitely be aware of. Too many cooks, too many people chiming in their opinions, listening to opinions where people don't know what they are talking about, but they pretend they do. I feel there could be somebody trying to even take credit for maybe something you said or something somebody else said, and you're the one recognizing like, yeah, no, my friend thought of that first, or my person totally came up with that. And I feel like maybe some of you, you know, I see that curtain thing. So maybe some of you even know how to ask the right question where somebody is stumped. They don't know how to answer. They can't really back themselves up. Let's see. Seven of Swords is a weird energy. Why is the Seven of Swords here? You have the King of Swords. Somebody, I feel like either this King of Swords is coming through, because the King of Swords is a really intelligent person. They know how to analyze and weigh something out and look at the different situations and, you know, project all the different outcomes that could happen with each step of the way. But sometimes the King of Swords is so disconnected from his or her heart that their logic can maybe get in the way of what they felt. Sometimes what they feel is actually the truth, not what is heard or has been told. You know, sometimes the facts are not actually the facts. It makes me think of one of those, I don't know, they use it, I think, it kind of like clickbait a little bit, like 0.00001% of the people will get this message. How did you get that number? Did you pull it out of your ass? Like, it's kind of like that thing, you know, when people do like, you know, they do studies or whatever, and they're like, oh, it's this percentage of the population according to this, but they only studied like a tiny little percent. So it's not really truth. There's something where maybe the facts are not the truth. And I feel like this King of Swords energy, so it's Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, it is masculine, is you're coming to the conclusion or seeing a situation different, because I do feel like he's handed off that sword to someone else and they couldn't back themselves up, or the person is handing this king is handing that sword off with something they feel in their gut here, that they've been illuminated to a different direction. Even this King of Swords looks like they're in a picture frame or kind of like a broken map. If the King of Swords is upside down, it could be the King of Swords kind of energy that's being a little shady here. Maybe they come across as being the most intelligent ever and having all of the best advice because of their experiences or whatever, but there's maybe something really disconnected about those words or that information or that conversation. But I'm kind of getting this King of Swords is getting some downloads. Maybe typically the one that likes to make the plans, have the map, not really like the King of Wands kind of energy where they just kind of like jump into something or, you know, take a great risk. The King of Swords doesn't usually like to do anything too risky, because he's smart enough to recognize it's not worth what might happen. But I feel like this King of Swords is ready to take a risk because whatever they are risking or whatever they're letting go of or whatever they are, you know, diving into, whatever outcome they could project is all better than whatever they've just figured out with an energy that's deceitful. I hope that made sense. Let's see. Clarify. Seven of Swords, King of Swords. There's a lot of mental activity here. You know, with this, it could be mental manipulation that was going on somewhere. I'm also getting that somebody's kind of imbalanced. I don't know what that is. Let's see. Clarify. King of Swords, Seven of Swords, please and thank you. What do we need to know about the King? You got a lot. Let's see. Page of Pentacles, Four of Swords, King of Cups, which actually came out upside down. So somebody definitely is balancing between their heart and their head, but using that forward masculine momentum or effort on something. Because I feel like somebody was feeling emotionally unstable here or not trusting their intuition. It's like somebody who was emotionally immature or spiritually immature. Everything that they needed was right there inside of them, but they weren't trusting it, or their head or their ego was getting in the way. Logical land was getting in the way of maybe their body's reaction. You know, when you walk in a room and your stomach turns, you just know something weird was going on. Two people were having an argument over there, or something was like, so there were whispers going on. And, you know, everyone's like pretending like, oh yeah. And then I came to the thing and you know that they were just kind of like talking about you. Something like that, where this person before was believing the conversation. Like, oh no, they were just talking about that project they were on. I feel like either something happens and you caught the whisper, or suddenly catching yourself that the way you actually were feeling about a situation was correct all along. These could be two different people, or it could be the combination of the same person. So this one is Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer-ish, but it doesn't have to be signs. Look at this person on the boat. It kind of looks like it's the same person. I'm getting that this is the same person. Maybe finally allowing another aspect of themselves to come through because they want to put a tangible offer towards something with this Page of Pentacles. This is somebody that has one of those coins there. Now this page is like, oh, that's a really pretty coin. I could learn off that person that had a whole field of abundance there. And maybe if I start with one seed at a time, put some effort step by step into something, maybe I could use my own effort and grow something like that beautiful woman there in the bikini laying on her field of abundance. There's something about this page learning from somebody else, not taking. I hope that made sense. These two together is somebody mentally sharp and emotionally secure, emotionally balanced, knowing when to open up, even though they know they don't always have to. It's not always the appropriate time to let out the old feels, but the King of Cups knows when it is appropriate and when it is necessary, because if it's never a conversation, even if it doesn't feel logical about how somebody feels, whether that's towards somebody weird or feeling about, you know, new territory, a new adventure, or feeling about how they just want to let loose and feel like they are living their truth. I feel like somebody has bottled something up maybe way too long. It could be that somebody was also hiding their true emotions on a situation, or hiding their thoughts on forward movement, or hiding how they really felt about a particular environment, looking really comfy but not feeling so comfy because they always had to go to bed with armor on. The Four of Swords is where somebody wants to feel more secure in their mind. They want to feel like they're at peace in their decisions. They want to be in a place where they're comfortable living the truth of their heart. Because if there's a disconnect in any of those areas, it's like that thing that kind of slips on up, and you overthink at night. Even though this is the Four of Swords and not the Nine of Swords, I'm getting a little Nine of Swords energy. I feel like somebody is basically leaving a situation, starting really small here, even if they have to completely like go to a different foundation, a different environment, a different whatever it is, and day by day, step by step, start from square one. They want to be in a position where they're at least comfortable where they are. They're comfortable with the effort and the hard work they put in. They're away from where they feel like they were putting in hard work and effort here. And I don't know, like somebody was always, I hear combative. Page of Pentacles is usually an offer. It's a realistic conversation. It's a realistic conversation about something tangible, your schedule, you know, plans that you can make, what you can do. Maybe it's a tangible, realistic conversation that starts really small, but actually brings that peaceful energy, or a truce on how to, I hear, make some adjustments that were necessary for a very long time. But I feel like those adjustments are somehow helping somebody jump into, I'm getting like a whole new chapter of their life, or something that feels like a whole new timeline of abundance. Or even if there's cooks in the kitchen, they're working together on the same cake. They're all putting their ingredients together to all win in a situation. Let's ask about this page, because it could be a younger energy, but that doesn't look like a child to me. It does look like somebody that likes their own reflection, though. It is giving me a little upside down. It is giving me a little of my precious kind of energy. You know, you have the whole, maybe this is somebody, well, look at this. Maybe this is somebody that, you know, goes to that field and they're like, look at this, all I did today. And they're taking a little snapshot of their beautiful field of abundance, but they didn't get out there one day to actually work in that field or do anything of substance, you know, put their energy in it all, but they're taking all the credit there. Or they're just worried about how they look in a situation, or how pretty that precious coin is, instead of maybe the tangible effort that feels like it's, I don't know why I just heard like blood, sweat, and tears. Like, you know, when you work on a project and you really put your energy in it and you're so proud, not of the trophy, or not of winning the contest, or not of, you know, the overall accomplishment, but you're proud you did it, that all of that effort was yours. It's like somebody that's really a true artist. You know, when you have it, something and you just give it away, and it's worth, you know, it's, you know, worth so much, whether it's the materials you used or that you worked like 80 hours on something. You could probably make a huge profit on it, but there's something about you just enjoyed doing it. So you gift it away because you want someone to enjoy something you really put your love into. I hope that made sense. I don't feel like this is somebody that would appreciate, if it's upside down, it wouldn't be the person that appreciates the value that somebody put into something. It's like somebody that would like look at somebody's thing and try to find like the knockoff version of it and then pretend that they made that. I don't know what I'm getting today. This is such weird energy today. I hope this is helpful. I'm going to keep going with this reading. Sometimes I feel like I'm tapping into so many different people or energies or situations. Sometimes it's a nice flow in the reading, and sometimes I feel like there's just messages for different people that they need to hear. The bottom energy is that potential. whatever this is, whether that's your beautiful pentacle or that's somebody else bringing you a tangible offer. It could be a tangible offer that involves somebody's heart, that involves love, it involves romance. It could be a tangible offer where somebody has direct communication, brilliant ideas, and great plans. But all of these energies come back to the root of pentacles, which is the tangible, the touchable, the everyday world, people, places, things. This has so much potential for this abundance to come. But if there's an opportunity that they're presenting itself in your hands and you're not believing you can hold it, or you're not taking it and putting energy into something growing, nothing's going to happen with it. It's just a beautiful open door or a blessed opportunity that was never like taken. It could also be where somebody recognizes that maybe this big opportunity or this grand pentacle was kind of glitter and not gold. You know, when you feel gold, you're like, oh, gold should be a little heavier than that. How come it's not? Or something about, you know, the heaviness or the effort, even if it feels like maybe there's some weight to something, or it might be a difficult transition, or that risk might be big. There's something about the value in that heavier energy or that hard work that might be involved, where at the end where you see that, you know, abundance growing, you have all these fields, how it was worth all of the effort. But you gotta get past this beginning. You gotta maybe make a purchase, because sometimes that's buying a house, buying the land, buying the seeds. You know, it could even be like a car. Ace of Pentacles is that beginning of legacy. It's the beginning of something. Like, let's just say I go back to the bakery and you want to do a video. You don't even have to buy a camera now. Everything you need is actually kind of on your phone. But maybe there is a tool or, you know, something that you need to buy, and that one thing is going to be the start of what makes your business explode or your relationship flourish. But all of that has to be in day-to-day experiences. So if there's something you need to invest in, what's worth your investment, and what feels like it wouldn't hurt to let it slip through your fingers, or if there's a slippy situation that didn't feel right in your stomach, you take that pentacle back and you make sure you hold on to it and give the offer to maybe out there in the unknown, where it feels like it has true potential to really grow, bring value in your life, and take you to that 10, which is your legacy. Some of you have to sleep on an answer. You know, you don't have to rush into something, but don't sleep on something so long that that opportunity goes away. I hope all of that made sense. Let's end. I'm just going to go with the messages that came through with this reading. Whoever's energy this is, or whatever situation this is, I feel like their head and their heart is kind of all over the place. Maybe it's just their life is kind of like a big old mess-a-roo, and they want to bring something like, you know, back into some kind of organization. But I feel like maybe that organization isn't so organized. I feel like maybe you just have to throw the organization or the map or the itinerary out and just kind of start from scratch and pay attention, like that dancing, to the actual step you're on. Let's get one from the universe. What does the universe have to say? Final message, please and thank you. Final message from the universe is try not to dwell on the past or spend too much time worrying about the future. That's the dance energy. Beautiful. I like that the universe is confirming this fun energy here. Even music, you know, music, you're in the now. Don't dwell on the past, spend too much time worrying about the future. All it does is steal. Well, yeah, maybe that's why this had to come through. Where's your Seven of Swords, shady ass energy here? Maybe somebody was trying to steal your joy. You know, suck from your light, or like dim your light somehow. Dim your dreams. put a damper on your brilliant plans. Put rocks in your pillow. All it does is steal your joy and sense of, that's that inner peace. Concentrate on the here and the now and enjoy every moment for what it is. You are creating new memories right now. So are you creating new memories right now, today, that you are proud of yourself at the end of the day, or proud of yourself tomorrow, that you really invested your heart into? Or are you constantly thinking about what you could do, stashing it away in the old brain or inside your soul, but never actually getting out there and having a great adventure, or where's your ace? A tangible experience that brings you joy. With this, I bid you adieu. I hope this reading was helpful. Woo! I feel like I feel like I need to like meditate after that. I love you so much. I hope this was helpful. I look forward to seeing you very soon. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Bye.